Steve, you've managed to get your fighters in some great positions, and on February 17th you had two lads challenging for the British title, and Jack Arnfield first against Tommy Langford. Didn't quite go our way.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, we've worked hard to get people in positions, and we've had a little bit of a shitter over the last few weeks with title fights. None of the lads seem to have won them, and they've not really done themselves justice, because they've worked hard to get into that position, as we have, and we was hoping that certainly get 50-50 or not even better with them. But Jack was probably the biggest disappointment from my point of view, because if he had to say there was a favourite one who was going to win it, I thought Jack Arnfield was nailed on to beat Tommy Langford, and unfortunately on the night, for whatever reason, he just didn't perform. You know what I mean? He just waited too long, and he let Tommy outwork him. And the times when he did hurt Tommy, and he wasn't many, but there was many times when he double jabbed him and he got him out of balance, and he was ready for the attack to be put on him, and he hesitated and didn't do it. So that was a painful one to watch, because I knew the first few rounds would be even, but I expected Jack to pull away after that, and watching the fight, I thought it's going our way. In the second, Tommy hit him with his best shot right down the pipe, and Jack didn't even move. I thought to myself, that's our fight now. We're just going to put it on him, and unfortunately Jack didn't. But all credit to Tommy Langford. You know what I mean? He worked really hard, threw a lot of punches, and deserved to win it. Yeah.
Well, and also the fight after that then was Isaac Lowe against Ryan Walsh, which I think a lot of people felt was a little bit harsh on Isaac. Most people felt Isaac won ringside, and certainly I was watching at home. Yeah,
well, watching it on the night there, I couldn't split them personally. I've come back and watched it on the telly, and again, it was hard to split, but if you had to pick a winner, I thought it was Isaac. But I've always said, if you're going in as a challenge against a champion, you've got to rip it off him, and we was probably a little bit short of doing that. He had a few flat rounds, Isaac, but he did really well. There's talk about the rematch, and I think in the rematch there, after what had happened in the first one, knowing that Isaac can do better. Also, you've got to remember that Ryan was a bit inactive, and he's coming there and can do better. So it will be a cracking fight again. Hopefully we can get that rematch on there, but I would expect Isaac to prevail there. So I mean, out of all the fights, that draw was the best one for me. So let's take some positive out of that one.
He's not done too bad though, hasn't he? When you think about it, I think that was his 17th fight.
It's his 17th fight. He's had 3 draws for the European, the British, and the English as well. Yeah, so that's a bit unlucky. But listen, he's been in some big fights, and there's some big fights still to come for Isaac. Hopefully we get the rematch, win the British, and we can move on from there with him. Yeah.
And then a week later, we had Joe Murray at Victoria Warehouse challenging Lewis Ritson for his British title.
Yeah, again, it was a 50-50 fight. We expected a long drawn-out contest on that one, and he got caught with a cracking body shot, which finished him really. He went over, rolled about, didn't think he was going to get up, got up, but he was still unsteady on his feet, got a barrage, and went down, but it wasn't the barrage to the head. He still hadn't really recovered from the body shot, but when he got back up, he was solid on his feet the next time, and he didn't go down, but he wasn't throwing back. So it's hard to say it was a premature stoppage, but British title fight, I certainly know Joe wanted to carry on.
I know, wasn't he?
There's a few people saying to me like, he fought the wrong fight. He should have boxed him, and I think the intentions were to box him, and Joe actually thought he was boxing him, because he said to me afterwards, he said, I really should have got closer to him and had a fight with him. But he had a fight with him, and up to the body shot, they were both getting through with all the shots, and I just feel that Joe was getting through that easy, that he kind of switched off a little bit, and was more concentrated on his attack than defence. But at the end of the day, you've got to give it Ritson. He's finished him in the first round with a good body shot. How good is it? no one knows yet because he's still not done it.
4 weeks to get ready, and I think it was making weight again, which was the hard part for him. So that might have weakened his
body a little bit. It was tough, but at the end of the day, we took the fight, haven't we? So you know, we took the fight. We've been in and we've gone in and we expected to win, certainly to do better than we did do. But you know, I don't like excuses. You know, I mean, there's no point in excuses. You've done it. You've gone in there. He's tried his best. Unfortunately, he got caught with a good body shot. Well done, Lou Ritson, and unfortunate for Joe Murray.
And then we had young Zelfa going down to London. On a big stage.
Yeah. I mean, I had a show that night, so I wasn't down in London, and I have a chance to look back at some of the highlights, but I've not watched the full fight. Yeah. From what I could see, it was a close fight. He's obviously knocked Zelfa down, which was a 10-8 round, and maybe that could have been a combination. Yeah, I seen the uppercut which put Zelfa down, and you know, he bounced up straight away, and you know, from the 6th round on to the 12th round, I was watching it on the phone as I was running the show as well, and there was nothing in it. It was nip and tuck. You know, it wasn't the best Zelfa Barrett on the night, but you know, again, like you say, no excuses. You know, they're saying they took it short notice. We took a tough southpaw short notice and didn't get much southpaw sparring, but we took the fight, we've had the fight, no excuses, the better man won on the night. But what I would say is Zelfa wants to put that wrong right, and you know, we've told Frank Warren that we don't want any other fight but Ronnie Clark, and he's told us he's got a rematch clause, and that'll be Zelfa Barrett's next fight. So that shows you about Zelfa. Well, as I say, I've not seen the full fight, so I can't comment on that. Someone had it a draw, didn't they? And then the others had it 5 rounds. Yeah. 1
round either way. I mean, there was a reason. There's reasons for Zelfa to win that fight. You know, it was close, but Ronnie Clark probably did deserve it because he worked harder, and I think Zelfa was loading up a little bit too much with his shots. Yeah. But a great learning fact for him.
Yeah,
he seems very positive after it now.
And it has ticked a few boxes. You know, people said, can he do the weight? Well, he's done the weight for I think the 4th time there now, and if you say he's struggling the weight, how can you fight in a hard fight for 12 rounds? You know, I mean, you can't do it if you're struggling in the weight. Because the 12th round, I actually watched the full 3 minutes of the 12th round, and it was both of them trying to win that fight, wasn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. So if he's not left in your tank, you can't do that. So there's no weight issue with Zelfa, and I like Zelfa. I like Zelfa. Me, like it, Zelfa, want that rematch to put it right, and then we can move back onto the path that we was on before Ronnie Clark's give us the hiccup. But all credit to Ronnie Clark, you know what I mean? He's come there, underdog, got stuck right into Zelfa's face and put it on him and tried his best for 12 rounds. And you're saying, and a few of us saying, he deserved to win the fight. So well done, Ronnie Clark.
And then we had Jack Cullen fights on our show, topping the bill at Bolton, stopping normally very tough Alistair Warren, and then we find out 6 days later he's fighting in the prize fighter tournament over in Ireland.
Well, I'd been asked to go in that about 4 days before the fight with Alistair Warren, and I said, look, I'll let you know on the Sunday because it could be a tough fight for him, you know what I mean? It was the first time he topped a bill, first time he got up to 8 rounds, and Alistair Warren's a durable opponent, been in with some very good fighters, so we didn't know how that was going to go for Jack Cullen. We obviously expected him to win, but to win as easy as he did, we didn't do so. You know, the first thing he said to me after the fight was, when am I fighting next? He wants to fight all the time, and I went, do you know what, you might be fighting next week. And when I told him what he was over the moon, and so we said we'll do it, and he's gone over there. He's had a nightmare getting over there. The flight to Dublin was cancelled on the Thursday. He's had to get up early again the next day, fly to Belfast, should have been picked up at a certain time. 3 hours later, the heating's off in Belfast. He's been lying on a bleeding bench for 3 hours in the cold. He's had to then jump in a car for 3 hours to Belfast. He's gone to stay in a shitty hotel apparently, which didn't have any food but pizza. He's had a crap pizza which has kept him up all night. He's got up on the day of fight, he's been sick. He's gone there, he's had 3 hard rounds with Nick Quigley, who's a tough, experienced fighter. He's won that. He's gone and fought Ricky Hatton's Chris Blaney. He's won that. and then we was told there was going to be an Irish title fight and he'd get some rest, but you know, I wasn't there. Again, we had our own show in Oldham, but they dragged him off from the interview and told him to go in the ring. Now his trainer was going to say, no, we're not going in the ring. You know, he's not right. And Jack's tapped his gloves and said, bollocks, we'll go, because that's the sort of kid he is, and he's not moaning now about it. But no, the truth is, it was set up for the Irish kid to win, wasn't it? They had the easy draw, and then when Jack's knackered, they flung him back out there for him to beat him, and what beat him was exhaustion on that night. So I feel a little bit sorry for Jack, but what we did say when we was going there, you know what I mean, if you win, you've got £25,000 and a good experience. If you lose, you've had a good experience, and it doesn't change the path that we're on. And the path we're on is to make Jack Cullen a serious champion, and when we'll do. And so he's back at Bolton, where he sells rafts of tickets. You know, he done really well the other night, and on the 9th of June now, I mean, the little what do they call them, little lever meat cleaver, yeah, he's going to have a bigger following, because everyone knows what he's about now. And the new mill in had the biggest beer sales that it's ever had on Saturday night, with all the people who went in to watch him on the Irish TV there. So all them lot hopefully will be at Bolton on the 9th of June cheering him on, where he'll be fighting top of the bill again for us.
Alright, that's one. Alright then.
Yeah, so a bit of a shit 5 fights, but we'll still come good. All we've got to do is give
fights for them all.
Yeah, you know, what we've got to do is just keep giving kids the opportunities, and hopefully they'll take them. And I'm sure more will, and the kids there who've all lost, I'm sure they'll come back and be champions. Yeah.
Alright, Steve. Thanks a lot,
mate.
mate.
Cheers.
Bye.